Hi there, Jeffrey Rhoades from Experimental Homesteader, Exotic Gardening, and Sheri on Richerson.com. Managed to accomplish a little bit today, but not as much as I would have liked to have. It stormed last night, so the ground was kind of wet, which meant mowing was questionable, tilling was definitely out. So I couldn't get up and to the big garden and finish the work up there. So we kind of piddled around a little bit. Went and got our drinks, got some donuts, put gas in the van, did a few errand things. Came back home. Had started on the front yard a little bit with the hoe, but didn't want to do too much because we didn't want to just have a big mud pit out front. Then the mailman arrived, and in the mail was the package that I'd been waiting for, my replacement parts for my weed eater. So I was able to change out the trimmer line head on the weed eater and start line trimming. I haven't had the line trimmer for this entire year so far. I lost a grommet out of it last fall at the end when I was just about finished using it. So I haven't had it. And I finally got the replacement part ordered and got it in today. And I also figured out, in looking at the instructions that came with it, I've been doing it wrong all this time. In the past, when I needed to replace the trimmer line, I would open it up, wind trimmer line onto the head, and close it back up, which is how I lost one of the grommets last year. It got loose and it fell out and I couldn't find it. So I looked at the instructions and realized that's not the way you're supposed to do it. This trimmer head is designed, you're supposed to cut two 10-foot sections, one end with a 30-degree angle in it, and then you feed that in about 3 inches into the, or you line up the arrows on the trimmer head, on the bump head, and you feed the line in there, and then you wind it in reverse, and it winds, you can wind both lines at the same time, and, it's equal and done right. So, this changes things. Now I'll start doing it the right way, and maybe this will keep me from having the problems that I've had in the past with the bump head. I shouldn't lose another grommet. I did have to open it up today anyways. One line broke off and didn't want to come out, so I had to open it up and fiddle with it and get it rerun through the hole. So that'll still happen once in a while, but I won't be opening it up and running the risk of losing grommets as much. So you learn something new every day. I had actually seen a video about this a couple months ago and had wondered about it, but I had never paid attention. As far as I knew, you always, you just opened it up and restrung it, and that's not what you do. So, but I got out there with the weed trimmer and did part of the front yard. It's looking better. This is the area that we worked on last year. It was starting to get overgrown again, and I'm out there and I've trimmed up a good area of it. The next step, once it gets dry again a little bit, I'm going to get out there with the flamethrower and burn off the stuff that we don't want, so that we can create some pathways. But right now it's clouding up again, looking like it may storm again. So I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to be doing tomorrow. Actually, I do know what I'm doing part of it tomorrow. I've got to get the goat stall that we're not using now emptied out. Get it cleaned up really good. Get a couple of pallets in there, clean, dry pallets that I can put hay on. We've got a whole bunch of hay that somebody has given us that I need to make room and get it in there so that we have it. So I've got to get that stall cleaned up, get that hay picked up and moved in there, and this way I can also get the hay, or the droppings and the mess out of the stall and out to the small garden so it can be tilled in. Probably can't till it tomorrow because, well, it's still going to be raining tonight, so it'll still be too wet tomorrow. But by next weekend, hopefully I'll be able to run the tiller and get all that mess tilled in, and we'll be able to move on from there, figure out what the next step is that we're doing. And but things are coming along. The front yard is looking a lot better. I may, depending on how well I do with cleaning out the barn tomorrow, I may do some more line trimming out front. Try and get this whole front area cleaned up like I want it. You know, there's still quite a bit of mess out there, but part of it was my weed eater broke down on me last year, right towards the end, right as I was finishing up some of the cleanup that we were doing. So now I've got to start over. It's been several months now, lots of rain, lots of chance for all these weeds to grow. So I've got a big mess, but I've got a weed eater again, and this is a Cub Cadet 4-cycle engine. It takes separate gas and oil rather than a mixture. Has a lot of power, and it really does a great job of cutting through the weeds. So I do quite a bit of work with it once it's operational again. So I'll be able to get back out there, and I'm going to knock a lot of this stuff out in fairly quick order. A good weekend, and I'll have a lot of this stuff done. So anyways, I think that's going to do it for today. So please subscribe, give us thumbs up, thumbs down, comments below, and we will see everybody tomorrow. Stay safe out there.